Welcome. It's kind of a special edition on a Wednesday afternoon. Doing an encore for 178. What is it? 86 episodes ago, we had a couple of people on from Roots Southern Salon, Savannah, Georgia. Susan Renfro, owner stylist. She's on actually watching as we speak. Shelby Kuzlik is in the house, as well as Demi Carrier, and they were on once upon a time 86 episodes ago, and they were on fire when we brought them on. They were just kind of getting started, and they've stayed in the game. I actually saw them at a symposium, and we kind of follow each other on our feeds, and I've just had the opportunity to watch them grow, and I wanted them to come in for a few minutes this afternoon and catch us up to where they're at now to where they were before, because we haven't done a lot of encores, as well as show us some of their latest, greatest secrets. So, and for those of you that hadn't had the opportunity to see, way back in 2017, when they were on, Shelby at the time was level 1. She was actually her very first year, and she was trending to do 50,000 on a W-2 on her first full year behind the chair. So she was blowing it up. As I said, she was 22 at the time. Her average ticket was $90. Haircut was $44. She was trending to do 100 referrals. Today, no wait, there's more. She's 23. So still on the very front end of 20-something. Look at the W-2. $100,000. So in a 24-month window, she was on fire in her first year. This is her third year, $100,000 in W-2 with gratuities. At 23 years old, look at that average ticket, you guys, $170. Her haircut price is $66. So if you really kind of divide the average ticket by her haircut price, she's got an average ticket that's almost 3 times her haircut price, and she's doing 200 referrals. She's trending to do 200 referrals this year. Number of those referrals, she really doesn't have the space in her book anymore. So there's people in the salon that are benefiting from her rainmaking. So she's in the back. She's going to be talking about what she's doing now that she wasn't doing before. But isn't this exciting to really see it come this far? And then, of course, Demi Carrier she was on 2017 level 2. I think it was either on the back end of her first year, front end of her second year, $70,000 for then in that 20 at level 2. She was 23 then. Average service ticket then on a level 2 was $110. Her haircut price then was $54. She was trending to do 200 referrals, you guys. 2 years later, no wait, there's more. In her 4th year, this is only her 4th year behind the chair, 4th full year, she's going to do $140,000 in a W-2. That's including gratuity. She's 25 now. Her average service ticket, look, it's almost twice as much as it was 2 years ago. Haircut price is $71. That is almost a 3-time higher average ticket than her haircut price. And again, she's a referral rainmaker. She's trending this, but a lot of the referrals, frankly, are being spun off to other people that are catching up to her in the salon. So as you can see, they're both doing very, very well. Now, when you really go to their Instagram pages, you can see why. That there is much social media Jedis, Instagram Jedis, as they are hair Jedis. So if you want to follow at Shelby Lynn Hair, I'm going to actually bring you to both these pages in the conversation. She uses the bomb iPhone 10. She got 4,100 followers, actually just at 4,200 on her Instagram page. She really uses highlights to the max. She's going to be talking about that and how she's using hashtags to blow up her business. Meanwhile, Demi is again using the iPhone 10. 3,800 followers on her. If you want to follow her at Demi Ray Hair, and you're going to see that taking advantage of highlights, taking advantage of grids. So they're in the green room now. I'm going to go back to get them. I want them to really kind of catch us up. When you're doubling your income and you're well into 6 figures, apparently, obviously, their lives are different than they were before. They're going to tell you something about that, and then I'm going to get them talking about what they're doing on social media that's making a difference. So hang on a second. Keep your fingers crossed that the Wi-Fi gods are going to be nice to us. And let's see. And there they are. There they are, you guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. Did you hear me bragging on you when you were in the green room?
Yes.
So I can't tell you how excited and enthused I am to have you both back for an encore. 86 episodes ago, 2 years, and it's just we haven't done this before. And I should say we've only done it 1 or 2 times before, but it wasn't the improvement, the quantum leap wasn't nearly as dramatic. So it's good to have you back.
Yeah. So happy to be here.
Well, Shelby, get us started. Catch us up to Shelby. How has this rise changed your life? What's it like to be you now compared to what it was like to be you last time you were on the show?
Well, like you said, nearly 2 years ago, I had to have a roommate. I couldn't quite afford to live on my own, driving an old used beat down car. Since then, I have been able to move out. I'm on my own now. I've been able to pay for a new car, paid in full. I also have 2 associates working under me now, which it does help out a lot. But just the amount of growth that I've had from when I saw you almost 2 years ago to now is just crazy.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, you were level 1.
Mm-hmm.
You are this far away from being a level 4A. I think you were telling me come November, December, you're going to be there. So, you went from level 1 to level 4A in about a 24-month window of time. I mean, that's moving at Mach 5.
Oh, yeah.
And your W-2 is, it's like going through the roof. Now, you said something interesting. When you were on last time, you were out of your family of origin, but you were with a roommate because, frankly, your financial reality said, I really need to be. Now you're not.
Right, yeah.
Now, did you tell me that you're living on your, did you tell me that you just got into a house?
I am living in an apartment on my own, a 1-bedroom apartment.
Nice. And then I think you also told me that you leveled up your car. You've got a new car and it's paid off and.
Oh yeah.
So what's that like to be you? I mean, you're still on the front end of 20-something. Like, what do your parents say when they see these demonstrations in your life?
My parents are so proud. They are. And I'm feeling great too. It is nice to have the financial freedom. I think me and Demi can both agree with that we're well off right now.
Nice. Well, Demi, when you were on, you were, now you're 25, you were 23 then, level 2 then. I think you're this far away from 4AA. So, I mean, that's moving at Mach 5, the speed of light. And then you were, you've doubled your W-2. You're well into 6 figures now. What's it like to be you? How has this changed your life?
Honestly, it's changed, for my husband and I, it's given us so much financial freedom. And really it's just given us choices. We live in a beautiful home. I bought my dream car on Monday, 2 days ago. And so that was my first car since I've been 19. So I was so happy to do that. My husband will be getting out of the military in a year and a half and going to school full time to finish his doctorate, and I'll be supporting him through that. And so it's given our family a lot of choices that he doesn't have to work while he finishes school. So I'm very grateful for Summit and the opportunities it's provided.
Oh, it's extraordinary. Now you got me curious. I wouldn't sleep tonight if I didn't ask you this question. What kind of car did you buy for yourself?
I bought a Lexus RX, brand new.
Oh my gosh! Now, did you tell me that it was like both cars? Your hubby's got a car, you got a car. He's going to be going to get his doctorates. Did you say you're well into paying them off, or they are paid off? Or like, where's that at?
So we had paid off both of our vehicles, and then I traded mine in and was able to buy this one. And
I got it. So you guys are living large.
Yeah, trying.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I really want to get you talking about how you got there, and I know that you're both, you're doing an extraordinary amount of education. You're both certified in like 2 or 3 programs in Redken Ed, and you're doing some certified in extensions. Shelby, talk a little bit about the certification part, and then I'll ask Demi to do the same.
Okay. So I actually went, I think after we spoke last time, I went and did my Redken Specialist certification. And since then, I've done the Redken Colorist certification and Harlow hand-tied extensions, which is just something we can add on to our service menu at the salon.
Yeah, and I'm looking at both of you. You're wearing Redken, Redken apparel, Redken swag. So you got to be like poster children for Redken.
Yeah, these are our favorite shirts.
Yeah, Demi, how about you? Where are you on the whole education thing and certification?
So it's probably 18 months ago. I did the Redken hair colorist in Tennessee. Susan and I did that together. That's been awesome. Shelby and I go to classes all the time. So we've taken blonding classes, extension classes, balayage, advanced balayage classes, lots of stuff. But our newest has been the hand-tied extensions, and we've been loving it.
Yeah, and I know that that's a very big. It sounds like that's in addition to color and specialized color, you two are in extension work, and I think when we go to your page, Demi, you actually have some photography or videography of you doing that service.
Yes, sir. Shelby and I both do.
Yeah, yeah, and so that's driving up your average ticket, and as a result, your income as well.
Absolutely.
Well, Shelby, while I have you on, tell me what you're doing on. I'm going to go to your Instagram page because you're doing some really cool stuff there. So while you're talking, I'll get us there. But in a nutshell, what are you doing now that's different than what you were doing a couple of years before ago on Instagram?
About 90% of my clientele, I would say 90% of my referrals I'm receiving from my Instagram account and from my social media. So something that I'm doing different is now I'm using hashtags. Before I was using hashtags, but not in the proper way. So now if you like go to my photos, you can see where I'm placing the hashtag in the comment. It's the first comment in the photo. Yeah. And I'm receiving referrals from specific hashtags such as you put the city that you live in followed by stylists, such as we're from Savannah, Georgia. So I would put Savannah hairstylist, Savannah hair salon, and that's where I'm getting most of my guests from.
Yeah, so I'm on your. It looks like this is extension work, beautiful, remarkable, extraordinary, and then you're saying in addition to your caption, when I hit your comment, you have your hashtags show up. So talk about the specific hashtags that you think are really serving you in this way, because when I look, I see Harlow hair extension, hand-tied extensions, hand-tied extension method, and then you got Roots Salon there, downtown Savannah. So in a nutshell, what do you think that these hashtags are doing for you as you're going out of your way to place them on this extraordinary extension work?
Just being more specific with what you're trying to put into your chair, I would say. So for instance, with this photo, I made sure to hashtag hair extensions. So if someone in the Savannah area is looking for hair extensions, they're going to go to a hashtag and then they'll see my photo.
I love it. So when you get a referral from, and let's say it's specifically a referral for hair extension, and you're engaging them in the consultation, two things come to my mind. One, how many of them comment that they saw your content when they hashtagged this kind of work in your area?
Most of them, I would say.
Okay, so you're saying you can see a connection between posting hashtags with hair extension specialty in Savannah and the referrals you're getting from that.
Yes, and I do ask when they come into the salon, or if they do reach out to me, I do normally ask how they heard about me or the service, and most of them are telling me it's specifically from hashtags.
And then as I look at your grids, I can see that you've got some remarkable work on your grids. How often would you actually be having your mobile out on your Instagram page, using the page as your own digital lookbook and trying to come up with an agreement around a direction you're going to be taking that particular guest?
Yeah, I would say about every day.
Yeah, so you're like, it's now a part of your chairside manner.
Yes.
And then you're doing, what's interesting is you're doing, like I'm scrolling now your highlight library. You've got client selfies, extensions, B&A, VIP process. I'm going to touch extensions and then tell us what that inspiration is all about.
So with most of my highlights, what I decided to do with that is post things that I don't normally post on my actual page. So it's just something a little bit extra for my guests to go to and see. So here I just post a little bit of extra things that aren't necessarily cohesive with my page, but I still want guests to be able to view it.
And when is this something that a guest or a prospective guest, a referral, would see, before they come into the salon? They're kind of crawling your Instagram page. They see an extension highlight. They watch the highlight and they go, okay, I want that.
Yes, they do.
Awesome, awesome. So Demi, it's your turn. I'm gonna go to your page because you're doing some really interesting work. How are you using your Instagram page now that's different than a couple of years ago?
I think that I'm just trying to make it a little more personal. I feel like often you go to a page and all you see is just backs of heads. Whereas now I'm posting photos of myself at work, my great associates at work with me. People love to see them. And then like quotes and things like that I like, just showing a little bit more of myself through my page.
Yeah, so this is a shot of you not only working with a guest, but I think that's a hair extension that you're,
it is,
right?
It's my coworker.
Yeah, and so it's almost as if your content is branding you working with your guest. What do your other guests say when they see pictures like this?
A lot of them, if we start to take pictures in the salon, they'll say, "Oh, am I going to be on your Instagram?" And so they like to do it. And I believe Shelby's the one that took that picture. So we'll take pictures of each other. Like if we see a cool moment of us working with a guest, we'll take a photo of one another and text it and say, like, Shelby took that picture, and say, you need to post this. It's great. And that's my associate. I believe that's Lindsay, handing me foil. So that's just a great picture of Summit, of representing the teamwork between the educator, the associate, and then the guest.
So this is a particular picture. You're not only serving a guest doing a foil, but your associate is right along with you. So this is really action content where your guests can kind of get a sense as to how you work, and they're making comments on that.
Yeah, how their appointment will go.
And then when I look at what you're doing with your Instagram highlights, you've got what's called Braund, before after reds, blonde. I'm going to just touch the Braund and tell what's that about.
So I just kind of label different colors. A lot of clients come in and they don't really know what they want yet. So I just kind of divvy up colors within that reel. So if they know that they want to be somewhere in between a brunette and a blonde, they can go to that wheel, get some inspiration. And a lot of times, and I know that's the same for Shelby, clients will bring in these pictures that they've taken off of our Instagrams or off of our wheels and say, I want this. And obviously we say, we can deliver that. We've done it before. So it just gives some clients some inspiration. It's like a Pinterest for them.
Yeah. Now, as I'm looking at both of your pages, they look very active. The content is fresh. How much has photo shoots become part of your chairside manner? So in any given week, if let's say each of you have 20, 25, 30 guests, how many of those guests would you be engaging in some sort of photography?
I would say
90%.
most of them, and I know that we both trained our associates to do this stuff as well. So if they're ever finishing a guest and we may not be able to get to them, our associates can at least jump in and take some of the photos. So they do help out with that as well.
I see. So first of all, what I'm hearing you say is, for all intents and purposes, 90+% of your guests, I'm going to call it, you engage them in a photography experience, that the having their pictures taken, a photo shoot, and it looks like you now have a rhythm of 3 to 4 different poses as I'm going through. So this is a real, genuine, bona fide new experience that your guest is getting, called photo shoot. And that because you're both very, very busy people, your associates now, you've built that into, you've almost like architected that into their job description, and that's as much a part of the education as the traditional associate training is.
Absolutely, because we want them to also know how to do it for their own pages with their own clients, because this is the new way to get clients. I mean, it's social media. So they need to, it needs to be a part of their training as a new stylist for them to build up their book.
No, this conversation I'm having with you is extraordinary. I'm curious as to what your associates are saying, because this is like a newer addendum to associate training. All of a sudden they're being trained as photographers. Now, do they help you manage the content on your page? Do you allow them to upload for you, or is that like, how's that work?
I think we do most of the posting ourselves, because we each have our own brand that we're trying to keep up with, and our associates might have a different brand, but we do allow them to like upload stories and things like that, like as we're working throughout the day, just to kind of keep it up and running.
Yeah, stories for sure, because as we're working, they'll sometimes take pictures, videos, boomerangs, and upload it to our stores to keep those active. But both Shelby and I have our kind of own rhythm with Instagram, and Shelby runs our salon's Instagram as well. So she's developed another brand for the salon page too.
Oh, I see. So Shelby, you are the page, you're the salon's, Roots Southern's, we'll call it Instagram page manager. I want to talk about that a second. I mean, while I have you guys on, I want to get as much of your wisdom as I can, because this is a big topic, Shelby, is that when somebody is managing the salon's Instagram page, so a lot of times they take stuff for granted. So I was just on your page, and those uploads look fresh. Like there's just, so when one of the employee service providers at Roots posts something on their page, how do they get the content from them to you? Do they just tag the salon and it goes into the tag file, or is there another way they get that content to you?
I just have them send it to me. So I will reach out to them personally, constantly throughout the week, and just have them send me their newer photos, because I do want it to remain fresh and updated, and just for everyone to see what our producers are putting out. So I will message them and just have them send them to me. And that way I can kind of edit them and keep a cohesive brand for the salon page as well.
Yeah, everyone.
I'm on Roots Southern's page right now. Right? So this is your page. I believe I believe it's your page. And so they will, when you say get you the content, like, do they text it to you? Do they email it? Do they airdrop?
Both text and airdrop mostly.
Okay, so they'll just, right from their mobile, airdrop it to your mobile, and then you will get it uploaded to the salon's page. Awesome stuff. Now, are there was a couple other things I wanted to ask you about how you're working, you know, the social media, but there's a lot going on in my mind right now. Demi, what else would you like to add to what Shelby said with regard to how either associates are helping you with this, manage the whole social media part, because it's a big part of your brand now, and you guys are busy.
Yes. My girls do take a lot of the pictures for me. And what I'll have them do is just kind of curate it down to maybe 5 good shots and then send them to me. And then obviously keeping up with the stories, things like that. And then I always want their input, when it comes to social media. So if they think that we need to be featuring more, like the other day, my associate Lindsay, she said, Jen, we haven't made a video, like a video of the whole process, start to finish, of a color in a while. We really need to do that. And I was like, absolutely, let's do it. We have a super busy day today. I don't have time to put together a video today, but you do. So she videoed from the beginning to the end. So because she mixes up the color. So her mixing up the color, us applying it together, and then at the bowl, when she's toning it and everything, and then she'll put that video together and then send it to me. And then of course, we tag our associates in every post that we make. So I'll say, assisted by Lindsay and Christina, video made by Lindsay, blah, 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 give them a follow. So they're an integral part of our social media these days.
Where would they upload the video? Would they put that on your stories, or would that go on your grid, or both, or does it go on IGTV, or?
It can be both. We like them to upload it to their page too. So we've just kind of agreed that whenever they're assisting us with colors, they're welcome to post any of that content on their page. They just have to credit us as the mentor, main stylist, whatever the case may be, in the first line of the the caption of the post. So they're welcome to that content as well to help build their page. And then we'll post it on our grid, on the highlight reel, on the stories, kind of wherever it fits into the flow of our page, we'll post it.
And it sounds like both of you, the photo shoot, they're a very big part of that. It sounds like there are times where you hand the guest off and they're driving the photo shoot. Sometimes it's about videography in addition to photography. And then once they take that content, you're saying, no, curate the content. Take the 3, 4, 5 faves before you show it to me. And then you will decide what you want to upload and what you won't want to upload.
Yes.
Couple of things as I'm I just landed on one of your pictures, Demi, and as I'm swiping right, this is not before and after. This is all finished work. This is 3 different poses of finishing. So it's almost like it looks like you've both of you have transcended, went beyond the traditional before and after, and you're now using your grids to show 3 or 4 swipe to the right finished photographs, poses, if you will.
Yes, especially if you have a guest like her that likes to take the picture. She's comfortable in front of the camera. So if they're comfortable with it and they want to have fun with it, that's great. We love it.
So go ahead, Shelby.
Sorry. You do want potential clients coming in to, I guess, expect the photo shoot or to be happy. So if they see that on your page before coming in, they kind of know what to expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So they're more.
I'm on Shelby's page, and I want to show this one because this is a finished shot. But here's what's interesting. As I swipe right, you're seeing how far, it's not a before picture per se. You're taking a piece of that work and showing how far you can come, what you were able to do with that hair, which is a different, I think it's a different way of documenting your work.
It's different. It spices it up.
And then I'm actually looking at a video. Shelby, this is your work. What's that?
So this is a hand-tied extension client that I had. This is whenever we first became certified. So I wanted to do a cool video so that my guests could see what we were now offering. So I brought my camera in, set it up on the tripod, and we filmed the entire process, and then I used my iMovie to shorten it and create a video.
Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Now, one last question, and I'm going to because I know you got a lot of stuff going on today. How many, if you're documenting content of your guests, whether it's video work, photography work, and whatever you're doing, how much of that content shows up on your guest page where you'll either airdrop that content to them and they'll upload, or you text it to them, or you tag them, but then they end up uploading on their page. What do you keep track of that, where you can actually see what your guests are doing with their pictures?
I don't necessarily like keep track of it, but it is fun to be scrolling through your Facebook and see like their picture as like their profile picture.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, we took that at the salon. So then I'll share it again and say, oh, profile pictures.
I will tell my guests when they leave the salon to, if they like post it to their Instagram page or to their stories, to tag me in it. And I do have quite a few who, and I think I told you this on our last meeting, that I would airdrop them to the guests while they were in the salon, and then they would share it from there. And that also helped with my referrals.
Yeah, a lot of guests want their pictures.
Yeah, so I remember that, Shelby, where you would say in real time, the guest is still in the salon after the shoot, you'll airdrop that content from your mobile to their mobile, and then they'll upload that content to their page, and this all happens before they leave the salon. And so you're seeing a connection between that move and referrals that you'll get from that particular guest. That's a big move. That's a big rainmaker for you, yes? Yeah, so I could keep interviewing you. I could keep asking and asking and asking, because as I'm listening to you, looking at your work on your pages, you both are true innovators. You continue to discover new ways of either using features on Instagram, new ways of using your photo app, new ways of videography, new ways of using, working with your associates to make them part of, so that you can manage the time and energy of not only your social media work, but then there's the servicing of your guest. And, you can't, if somebody wanted to learn this, you can't like Google this question and get the answers, because frankly, the answers don't exist. They're being kind of discovered, pioneered, incubated by people like you. So what do you think about that?
I never really thought about it that way, I guess. But yeah, we do kind of just, I guess, figure it out as we go. And it just works.
Yeah, and we've been so lucky to have each other from the beginning. I think I only worked at Roots for 6 months before Shelb joined. And at the time, we were both like the youngest and really into social media. We're not the youngest anymore. Yeah. But we were really into social media, and we spent, and still do, spend hours talking about it, going to classes, sharing our new discoveries, and we've both been each other's biggest supporters and cheerleaders, and I think that that's definitely been a huge.
Well, this is what's amazing. There's a lot of things that are amazing about this conversation, but when you're saying we're no longer the youngest, and yet you're 25, Demi, Shelby, you're 23. I mean, relatively speaking, you're 24.
About to be next week.
Okay, all right, so you're almost at 25, but when you look at that in the grand scheme of things, you're both, at the midpoint of 20s, which is still you're still well inside the first 10 years of a 30-year career. So there's still an enormous amount of youth, and then there's a lot of people now that you're mentoring that I'm assuming 18, 19, 20, 21. So you're kind of passing this on, but the Roots now, I think, has become, for all intents and purposes, purely a social, digital, I would call it a summit eye salon, right? Like when you walk into an Apple store and you see the eye store, you walk into Roots, you really do see an eye salon in the environment, as well as seeing what you're doing online. I mean, it's unprecedented what you guys are doing.
We're happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I know. You guys take it so much for granted, and guys like me hang out with you, and I'm hyperventilating because I'm going, are you kidding me? This is amazing.
know, it is amazing, and we've been fortunate too to be in an environment like Roots, where the owners care about social media, and then obviously Luke with his SEO marketing company. I mean, he's really pushed it and pushed us to make it a part of the experience. So it's been just a perfect recipe for success.
Yeah.
Hanging
What was that, Shelby?
hanging out, just being able to hang out with Luke, he does give us insight with stuff like this, so it does help us out a lot too.
For sure.
Well, yeah, I think you two are like a 1 + 1 is 4. You kind of learn from each other, you stand on each other's shoulders, and then you have Susan, who is really kind of the matriarch of the village. Lucas has now got his digital marketing and branding, the work he's doing for other salons, the Google work, the SEO work, the website work, and then I saw your whole tribe. We broke bread in Las Vegas. I think it was the evening before the grand opening. I spent an hour or so with you. So, and then I was with you like 2 years ago. So I saw you both at the very start of this amazing ride, and you're only what did you tell me, Demi? This is 3 years in for you?
I'll make 4 years next month.
Yeah, I mean, so where this is going, stay tuned. More will be revealed. So I'm gonna let you go now because I know you got a lot of stuff going on. But I'm gonna get you both to make me a promise now that you'll come back and do an encore next year so that we can continue to watch. And then I keep bugging Susan. Susan, when are you gonna come on as the matriarch of the clan and really talk about what you're doing in, I'm gonna call it digital leadership, coaching, mentoring, and how you're building that culture. So go and tell her to get on the dime, will ya?
Make that happen.
All right, listen. Thank you very much. We made history. We've been on for 38 minutes. I never go this long with anybody, but this conversation was so interesting and so educational and insightful that I wanted to just get as much of you as I could.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then Susan saying, MC, come to Savannah. Susan, why don't you talk to Salon Centric? Use some of your points. I'll come in and we'll hang out together in your clan for the day and make some history. How's that?
Yes.
And now she's saying, I know I'm so darn busy, I don't have time for interviews. So she's in the game just like you. All right, I'll let you go. We're going to give it up for you one more time. I'm going to end the meeting, and then I'm going to summarize what we said. Give it up one more time for these guys, will ya? Thanks for coming on. Give it up one more time, you guys. I have to just, I know we're running over, but this was so amazing. I'm going to pull my PowerPoint back on so that you really have an opportunity. Look at this. This is historical. I mean, Shelby was in her first year in 2017. Her first year was $50,000 as a level 1 and level 2. I mean, that in and of itself is historical. Demi, in her second year, full year, she was at 70,000. She was at a level 2. At the time, Shelby's 22. At the time, Demi is 23. And then 2 years later, she doubles it, right? From 50 to 100. This is somebody that's 23 years old, you guys. And then Demi is at 23. She goes from 70 to 140. $140,000 as a 25-year-old summit service provider. That in and of itself is unprecedented. She's at level 1 then, she's at level 2. Now they're both, Shelby is just this far away from 4A. She's going to hit that by November. And Demi is just inches away from 4AA. So at 25, doing 140, I don't know about you, but after I get done with this damn interview, I'm going to, like Google Guinness Books of World Records and make a report that there's something historical happening in the beauty business. I mean, I go all around the country in all of the, creme de la creme salons. Trust me when I tell you, I've never seen stats and metrics and KPIs like this before. And they showed us what they're doing on social media to get it. Yes, they're hair Jedis, and yes, they're Redken certified colorist, and they're certified in hair extension, but they are using the internet, specifically Instagram, to market and brand what they're doing. They're bringing that experience into serving guests so that their guests are leaving with, frankly, experiences that are unprecedented. So I hope you watch this conversation like, 1,000 times until you're blue in the face. And then if I'm you knowing what I know, I mean, this was a free tutorial. I would be Bluetoothing my darn mobile device to my car and listening to this every day on the way to work, because you don't need to have watched this per se. Watch it once or twice, but listen to it over and over again. They gave you the secret sauce. They gave you the secret sauce. So I would take what they're telling you to heart and make that work. So again, an extraordinary interview. Give it up for them one more time. And thank you again, Susan Renfro. Thank you, Lucas. You're the very fortunate people. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and the kids don't take after the neighbors. So as the staff, so be the leaders. So kudos to you both. Keep up the good work. I'd love to come down to see you. Been a wonderful show. I'm just going to let you all get back to work, and we will be on again tomorrow night for another interview. I think that today was 178, so tomorrow night is 179. Have a surprise guest for you from the Hughes Salon in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'll post that tonight so you see who it is. So have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.